So what we have here is quite possibly the smallest golf bag on the market. Now my thinking behind getting a bag like this that's so small is I don't always carry all my clubs, right? So I don't know about you, sometimes I play par 3 courses where you only need like wedges, putter, maybe like a 9-8 iron, that kind of thing. So you don't need to be carrying on a full bag. But the main reason that I'm getting a bag like this is for practice sake. So a lot of the time when I go to the range, I'm only working on one part of my game, right? So it could be short game where you just need your wedges and putter. Basically, I want to have a bag where I can put in all of my practice stuff. So whether it's my alignment sticks, my training aids, all that kind of stuff, they can all stay in this bag. And then whatever I'm working on, I can basically just grab from my regular bag, toss them in here, and head to the range. Now this bag, it's the Loma bag by Sunday Golf. So this is their smallest size. They are a relatively newer company. They sell on their website mainly, but I have a few of their other bags and they've been pretty solid. And this specific model, it's gonna be able to hold, they say up to 6 clubs, and it's gonna weigh just under 2 pounds, so it is very light. So before we get this thing unboxed, I just wanna mention 3 things quickly. The first thing is if you wanna see our long-term review, so how this is over the next few months, all you gotta do is go to Google, type in Out of Bounds Golf, Loma, and it should pop up. 2, if you do wanna get this bag or any of the other bags and get 15% off, you can use code OBG15, pretty good deal. And then if you wanna enter our gear giveaway, details will be down below. And the color I went with was the green color, and it actually is pretty nice. It's almost like a greenish kind of gray color, but I do like it. So yeah, so it's four pockets, weighs 1.95 pounds, and it's actually saying 8 clubs here, but that's, I don't know if that's exactly right. I think the 8 clubs was for the bigger of the Loma bags. So on the front side of the bag, we're gonna have 2 small pockets. And the first pocket here is going to be, this is probably gonna be where you're gonna put your golf balls. So it is a pretty small pocket. It's not gonna fit like an actual box of balls, but you should be able to get in at least 12 single balls. So that should be enough for you, I hope. The second pocket's gonna be right above. And if we open that, it's gonna be, we're gonna have this little thing here, but basically this pocket's going to be for drinks. So if we look inside, it is actually insulated. So it does a pretty good job. It's not gonna be as good as a normal cooler, but it's still pretty good. But just to check how many cans we can actually fit in, so it should be enough for 2, which we get 2 in there. Right, so 2 cans in there, pretty good. Then we can come up to the strap, and strap is, it's decently padded. So it's gonna be, this is a single strap. So obviously it might be a little bit nicer to have a double strap here, but it is a light bag. And if you do want the double strap, the slightly larger Loma XL will have that. But probably if I'm just gonna be carrying it around like the course or whatever, I'm probably just gonna use this little handle here. It's probably going to be a little bit easier. And the bag is also gonna have this little mesh compartment. So I don't know what you would use that for. You could put your scorecard in there, snacks or whatever, but it's pretty small, but it is another option. Now, one thing I do really like that comes in, it's pretty handy, is this gonna be this here. So what we have is a little thing to hold tees. All right, so that's pretty handy. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like we can hold 8 tees in there. So it just saves you the hassle of having to go into your bag. So that is pretty handy. And at the top of the bag, we're gonna have a Velcro here. So you can take your glove and you can put it on there. Rather than putting it in your pocket or putting it in your bag, it can stay here and dry out. I do like that. I prefer using that versus just putting it in my pocket. Right here, we're gonna have the biggest pocket on the bag. It is relatively small still. Like you wouldn't be able to fit a pair of shoes or probably even a jacket for that matter. So this would be like where you can store your, for me it'll be my, whatever I'm bringing to the range, like my practice accessories or whatever will probably go in there. You can hold your gloves or whatever else you might have. And then this pocket, it's gonna be a velour line. So this is where your valuables are gonna go, like your phone, wallet, keys can go in there. It's nice and soft, so it kind of just gives it a little bit more protection. But just quickly looking at the zippers, so we have metal zipper here, we have a string with a little plastic cap. So it's not like the best quality in terms of zippers, but like I said before, I haven't had any issues with them. So I'm hoping this is gonna be the same. They'll hold up pretty decently. So this pocket is a little bit waterproof, but pretty much any of the other ones are just kind of like your basic zipper. So if you look at the top, we're gonna have a two-way divider. So these are supposed to be full length. So I can't really get my hand down there. It's too tight, but just by looking at it, it appears to be full length down like the middle. The only issue is it separates. So like you can see my finger poking through. So it's basically full length down the middle, but along the sides aren't sealed. That might cause some problems, I don't know yet, but we'll find out whenever we put our clubs down there. So let's actually double check to see if we can actually fit our 6 clubs in. So we're gonna start with the putter, and this is a jumbo grip. So let's see if this actually works decently well. So if we put that in, and then we put in 2 wedges. And in the other pocket, I'm just gonna put in some irons. And the third. So we did get a little bit of jamming in there. I will mention these are mid-size grips, so that's going to be a little bit more tight. If you just have standard, then it's not going to be so bad. But just by looking at it, we have our 6 clubs in there. We could definitely jam more clubs in there. Like we only took about like half of the bottom. So, if we do desperately want more clubs, then, you can put them in. It's just going to be a lot more tight. But like taking them out, there's no issue. Going back in, there's a little bit of tangle. Let's just check the putter. So that actually came out okay. And then going back in, that was actually pretty smooth. So this side went in a bit nicer than this, but overall, just for how like tight this is, it did work decently well. So let's just check how comfortable it actually is to carry and how well it sits on the back. Pretty decent. I don't know if I'd want to carry this for a full 18 on a full-size course, but for what I'm going to use it for, it feels pretty good. And then I can also just use the handle here and just carry that as you're walking. And then one last thing I wanted to check was how good the leg system is. So the leg system, it should be snappy to open, which it is. It pretty much goes completely open. And what I do like is it is a nice wide base. If the base is too narrow, then I actually had this issue with one of their other bags that I was kind of able to fix, but if it's too narrow and it's on a hill, it's just gonna tip over. So I do like that. And then also this should stay closed whenever you're walking. Like a lot of time if you're walking, like this would like bounce up and down in a lot of bags, but this one here, it seems to be quite sturdy, which is really good. So basically after going over all the features, the bag looks pretty solid. I know obviously I haven't used it a whole lot, but pretty much the materials, the zippers, handle's a bit different, but like most of the things on here, zippers and whatnot, they're the same as the other bags that I've had, and I've used the other bags quite a lot, and there hasn't been any issues, so I don't see it being the case with this. Obviously, it's a small bag, so it's not going to be for everybody, but I do think for the small use cases that it does have, for me, it's just going to be practice, pretty much. I think it's going to do what I want it to do. But again, all that's going to be updated in the long-term review. So if you do have any questions or you want to share your own experience with this bag or any of the other Sunday golf bags, leave it in the comments below. And then you can also check the description for some of our favorite bags on the market. But that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching.